Archangel Michael, speak to you now. Take a slow, deep breath, and feel the air tremble with the weight of this moment. For there is a shift forming around you, a rupture in the path you have been walking, a divine interruption that was destined long before you ever questioned whether change would come. You have been standing on the edge of something invisible, something powerful, something ready to break. And tonight, I reveal the truth. The chapter you have been clinging to is reaching its catastrophic end. Not to destroy you, but to redirect you. You have felt the trembling, haven't you? The quiet unease, the strange pauses in your spirit, the sense that the ground beneath you has been whispering warnings you could not fully interpret. This was not fear. This was alignment shaking loose. This was heaven trying to reach you. Every delay, every disappointment, every sudden shift was the sound of an old doorway cracking under the pressure of your destiny pressing against it. And now, the final fracture has begun. There is something you have been holding onto out of loyalty, out of habit, out of fear that can no longer go with you. I show you this not to frighten you, but to prepare you for what would happen if you stayed where you were. If you remained in old patterns, old cycles, old expectations, the collapse you sense would not be a transition, it would be a burial. And heaven has no intention of allowing your purpose to be buried. So I come with urgency, with clarity, with a voice that moves mountains and awakens sleeping destinies. You must move. You must release. You must shift. Feel my presence tightening around your spirit now, like armor forming where old wounds once lived. You are not losing control, your life is being redirected. I have stepped into your timeline, into your path, into your atmosphere, because the catastrophe you feared is not your ending, but your launch. You have been protected from what you didn't even know was coming. You have been pulled back from corridors that looked safe but carried shadows thick enough to suffocate your future. Listen closely. What is collapsing is not your life. What is collapsing is the version of your life that could no longer carry the weight of who you are becoming. The universe cannot hold a frequency that does not match its destiny. And your destiny has outgrown where you are standing. This is why things feel unstable. This is why doors have shaken. This is why people have drifted or shown their hidden faces. You are being freed. Sudden endings are sacred rescues in disguise. Breathe again. Slowly. Do you feel the pressure lifting behind your chest? That is me clearing the old path. For months, the enemy has tried to confuse you with illusions, making you think you were stuck, forgotten, or walking in circles. But I tell you this with the authority of heaven. You are not stuck. You are being steered. You are not forgotten. You are being positioned. You are not walking in circles. You are walking out of danger. The catastrophe was never meant for you. It was meant to push you out of what could no longer sustain your spirit. This ending is protection. This deception is divine intervention. What looks like collapse is actually the rescue you prayed for when you were too tired to speak. If this resonates in your spirit, type I receive in the comments below. Comment your blessing number to seal this message in the spiritual realm. Like and share this message so others awaken tonight. And subscribe if your spirit feels held in these words. I, Archangel Michael, speak to you now. Take another deep breath and feel the shift in the air around you. The moment of catastrophe has passed, but now we must reveal what hid behind it, the hands that tried to pull you backward, the shadows that whispered doubt into your spirit, the trap that was carefully laid to keep you from stepping into the new direction prepared for you. You have not imagined the resistance. You have not exaggerated the heaviness. Something has been working against your rise, but tonight, its assignment is exposed. There were forces energetic, emotional, even human, that were never meant to remain in your life as you elevated. They sensed your awakening before you understood it yourself. The enemy recognized your transition long before you had the language for it. And so it tried to bind you with confusion, delay, emotional exhaustion, and spiritual fog. It tried to wrap your feet in invisible rope to slow your progress just enough that you began questioning your own intuition. Every time you felt uncertainty, every time your hope wavered, every time you felt drained without reason, these were signs of the trap tightening around you. But hear me clearly, what trapped you was not stronger than you. It was simply strategic. The enemy could not take your destiny. It could only distract you from reaching it. It built walls out of fear. It placed familiar people in your path to keep you stagnant. It stirred old memories so you would cling to what was safe rather than walk toward what was divine. But I am breaking those bindings now. I am severing the attachments that secretly drain your light. I am lifting the fog that blurred your inner guidance. You are awakening to the truth of what was sabotaging your forward movement. There were moments you felt strangely tired, not because your body was weak, but because your spirit was wrestling with energies that were not yours. There were relationships that left you confused, not because you lacked clarity, but because their intentions did not match their words. There were opportunities that dissolved at the last moment because the enemy knew they would catapult you into a high realm of purpose. You were not failing. You were being fought. And yet, you are still standing. Feel this now, my sword cutting through the invisible cords wrapped around your life. Everything that was attached to you only to drain your strength is being removed. Every person who acted like support but carried doubt behind their smile is being moved out of your atmosphere. Every heavy emotion that wasn't truly yours is lifting. You are stepping out of the trap. You are stepping out of the deception. You are stepping out of the invisible prison that was built from past wounds and silent fears. The enemy's trap was simple: make you believe the old path was the only path. Make you settle. Make you shrink. Make you doubt your own light. But you are breaking through. The divine redirection you feel now is not random. It is your spirit remembering who you are. You were never meant to remain small. You were never meant to be bound. You were never meant to stay in cycles that fed off your empathy and weakened your vision. I am clearing the path before you now, and everything that was hidden is being revealed. Close your eyes for a moment and feel this truth settle inside you. The trap failed. The enemy miscalculated. What was meant to confuse you has awakened you. What was meant to break you has strengthened your discernment. What was meant to keep you stagnant has launched your transformation. The darkness tried to pull you back, but instead it pushed you into the exact alignment heaven intended. If your heart feels this revelation, type "I receive" in the comments below. Comment your blessing number to anchor this breakthrough in your spirit. I, Archangel Michael, speak to you now. Take a slow, deep breath. Feel the light returning to the spaces within you that were once dimmed by fear, delay, and uncertainty. The heaviness that has followed you, sometimes like a shadow, sometimes like a weight pressing against your chest, is beginning to loosen. You may not see the full shape of what is unfolding, but your spirit already senses it. Something is lifting. Something is turning. Something is opening. The waiting that once felt endless is reaching its conclusion. For so long, you have held on through moments where nothing seemed to move. You questioned your own strength. You questioned whether you misread the signs. You questioned whether heaven forgot the promise. But I tell you now, with the authority of divine truth, you were not waiting for life to catch up. Life was waiting for you to align with what was coming. The universe was adjusting itself around the blueprint of your destiny. But felt like stagnation was sacred preparation and invisible restructuring of your timeline. You were being softened in the places that were hardened. You were being strengthened in the places that were fragile. You were being aligned with paths, people, opportunities, and timings that required a version of you that was not yet fully formed. Your growth was the key that unlocked this next season. You did not wait in vain. You evolved in silence, and that evolution has opened the gates. Feel my presence moving around you now like wind shifting before a great announcement. You are stepping out of the spiritual holding pattern that once kept you circling the same emotions, the same thoughts, the same unanswered questions. The waiting is over because the purpose of the waiting had been fulfilled. You have learned what you needed to learn. You have released what you needed to release. You have reached a level of readiness that allows heaven to accelerate all that was once delayed. There is a divine timing that governs your breakthroughs, and that timing is no longer in the distance, it is here. You are entering a season where doors that once refused to open will open effortlessly. Paths that were blocked will clear with sudden precision. Answers that felt far away will arrive with clarity that brings you to tears. You are stepping into what I call the season of swift alignment, where everything begins to move at once, and nothing feels stuck anymore. You have felt for months, perhaps even years, that something was supposed to change. You felt it in your bones, in your dreams, in your quiet moments. That intuitive pull was not imagination. It was prophecy. You were sensing the timeline you were always meant to walk on. But certainty, certain attachments, certain fears had to fall away before you could step fully into it. Now they have. The lesson is complete. The battle has shifted. The pathway is yours. You feel it. The air around you is different. The tension has softened. The inner resistance is fading. Your spirit is lighter because it is no longer carrying a weight that belongs to an old chapter. Every breath you take now pulls you closer to the new direction prepared for you. The waiting is not only over, it is transforming into movement. Destiny is rising like dawn breaking over the horizon of your life. What is coming toward you will not pass you by. What is meant for you is already moving. What you thought you lost is being restored in higher form. You are stepping into days where miracles will feel like normal conversation. You will make decisions with confidence you never had before. You will feel guided, not confused. Supported, not abandoned. Elevated, not overlooked. This is your moment of release. This is your moment of forward motion. Take another breath and feel the relief spreading through your body. The universe is no longer holding you in place. Heaven is releasing you into purpose, into clarity, into alignment. Nothing can block what is unfolding now. Nothing can delay what is already written. Nothing can stop the rise that has already begun. If your spirit feels this truth, type "I receive" in the comments. Comment your blessing number to anchor this release in your energy. I, Archangel Michael, speak to you now. Breathe slowly and feel the weight of this chapter as it settles beside you like a long-held truth finally ready to be revealed. For before the blessing arrives, before the new direction fully opens, you must understand what was taken from you, what you lost without realizing, what slipped through your hands not because you were unworthy, but because the world around you was not aligned with your destiny. This is a tender unveiling, a necessary one, for loss has shaped your path more deeply than you have ever admitted. There were moments in your life when you felt abandoned at the exact time you needed support. Times when people you trusted turned silent. Times when opportunities dissolved just when you thought breakthrough was within reach. Times when relationships fractured without explanation, leaving you questioning your worth, your intuition, even your purpose. You carried the wounds quietly. You learned to hide the sorrow. You told yourself you were fine even when your spirit was bleeding. But I saw every tear you did not cry. I felt every ache you tried to swallow. I witnessed the silent losses that reshaped your heart. You lost people who were never meant to stay. You lost paths that were never meant to be walked. You lost timelines that would have betrayed your destiny had you remained on them. And most of all, you lost versions of yourself, versions built from survival, from fear, from pleasing others, from shrinking to fit into places that never honored your soul. These losses were painful, yes, but they were sacred. Each loss cleared space for the life you are stepping into now. And nothing that left you was meant for the direction you are being guided toward. There was a period in your journey where you felt like everything was being stripped away. Nothing held together. Nothing felt secure. You questioned whether you were cursed or forgotten. But hear me. You were not being punished, you were being purified. Attachments that weakened your spirit were being cut away. Cycles that drained your energy were ending. People who blocked your elevation were being removed. The loss was not a collapse. It was a clearing. A divine pruning of everything that could not grow with your future. You held on to many things long past their expiration because your heart is loyal. You poured into those who could not pour back. You stayed in places long after the light left. You believed in potential even when actions told you the truth. And in doing so, you unknowingly drained parts of yourself that were meant for your purpose. But now I show you the cost of that loyalty, not to shame you, but to free you. You lost time. You lost energy. You lost opportunities. You lost parts of yourself that you didn't know how to protect. But none of that loss was in vain. Every piece is being restored in a higher form. Feel my presence around you now, warm and steady. What you see as lost, heaven sees as redirection. What you mourned was making room for what is divinely aligned. You were never meant to carry so much weight alone. You were never meant to prove your worth to those unable to see it. You were never meant to stay where your spirit felt small. The pain you experienced was the pressure of your wings trying to expand in spaces too narrow for your calling. And yet, despite all you lost, you did not lose yourself, not truly. Even when you questioned who you were, your spirit remained intact. Even when you felt broken, your light never dimmed. Even when you felt empty, a quiet strength carried you forward. That strength was not accidental, it was divine. It was me holding you through the nights when your heart trembled. It was angels surrounding you when you felt alone. It was protection hidden inside pain. Every loss preserved you for this moment. Every ending carved space for what is beginning. You will look back soon and realize the loss was actually liberation. The disappointment was actually protection. The closed door was actually a doorway to the new direction you are now entering. Nothing was taken from you. Everything was rearranged for you. What you thought was breaking you was actually shaping you into someone who can hold the magnitude of what is coming. Take a deep breath and release the grief you didn't know you were still carrying. Your life is not defined by what you lost. Your future will not resemble your old wounds. You are stepping into a chapter where everything begins to return not as it was, but as it was always meant to be. If your heart feels this truth, type "I receive" in the comments. Comment your blessing number to honor the losses that shaped your rise. Like and share this message so another heart can heal. And subscribe if your spirit feels guided to continue receiving these messages. I, Archangel Michael, speak to you now. Take a slow, deep breath. Feel the atmosphere shift as my presence moves closer, stronger, more defined around your spirit. Up until now, you have been shown the warning, the trap, the waiting, and the loss. But this chapter is different. This is where I speak not with comfort, but with command. For the new direction you are stepping into requires action, clear, unwavering, courageous action. And I am here to guide you step by step into the life that has been waiting for you. Listen carefully, for what I say now is not suggestion. It is instruction. You have reached a point in your journey where passivity will only echo the patterns you have already outgrown. The old responses will no longer carry you forward. The old mindset cannot hold the new blessing. The old fears cannot stand in the presence of the path unfolding before you. You are entering a season where heaven requires your participation. The divine is opening the door, but you must walk through it with intention. My first command is this: release what you already know is over. You cannot keep revisiting graves expecting life. You cannot keep returning to memories that drain your strength. You cannot keep entertaining conversations that lower your frequency. You already feel what no longer belongs in your spirit. Honor that feeling. Trust that knowing. Your intuition is not a whisper, it is a divine directive. When something feels heavy without cause, it is not meant for your future. When something dims your light, it is not aligned with your purpose. Release it now. My second command is this: speak only what you want to create. For too long, your words have been shaped by survival, by old wounds, by doubt that grew from disappointment. But you are not living in that chapter anymore. The power of creation moves through your voice. Speak only what aligns with your future. Say, "I am rising." Say, "I am guided." Say, "My path is opening." Say, "I am worthy of the blessing." Words shape reality, and your reality is ready to be reshaped. My third command: walk boldly, even when the path is unfamiliar. You will soon be led into opportunities that challenge your comfort, into rooms you once thought were too big for you, into connections that require you to show up as your highest self. Do not shrink. Do not hesitate. Do not look for permission from those who never understood your calling. Heaven does not place you in small spaces. Heaven places you in expanding spaces that require faith, courage, and presence. Walk forward as though every step is guided, because it is. My fourth command: protect your energy with sacred boundaries. Not everyone can walk with you into this new direction. Not everyone deserves access to your heart, your time, or your vision. You are not being harsh by choosing peace. You are not being selfish by choosing growth. You are not being cold by choosing discernment. You are honoring the calling on your life. Boundaries are not walls. They are guardians of your destiny. My fifth command: prepare for acceleration. You are entering a season where things will begin to move quickly, faster than your mind expects, faster than your emotions are used to, faster than your old identity can comprehend. This is not chaos. It is divine timing correcting itself. When blessings begin to arrive in waves, do not resist the speed. You are not losing control, you are stepping into alignment. And finally, my sixth command: trust the divine direction above your understanding. You will not always see the full plan. You will not always know why a door opens or closes. You will not always catch the meaning behind every shift. But your spirit will feel the truth. When something is for you, your soul will expand. When something is not for you, your soul will constrict. Follow the expansion. Trust the constriction. Your inner knowing is heaven speaking. Take a breath and feel these commands settling into your spirit like anchors of clarity. You are not wandering. You are not guessing. You are being guided with precision. Every step you take from this moment forward will carry divine momentum. You are moving as one who is protected, supported, and directed. I am with you in every decision, every transition, every new beginning. And now, seal this chapter in your spirit. Type "I receive" in the comments below. Comment your blessing number to anchor these commands into your timeline. I, Archangel Michael, speak to you now. Take a deep, slow breath. Feel the air move through you like a quiet awakening, clearing room in your chest for something greater, something long promised, something you may have stopped believing could ever truly be yours. For in this chapter, I reveal what has been forming behind the scenes of your struggle, behind the delays, behind the pruning, the transfer, the divine rearrangement of resources, opportunities, favor, and provision that is already shifting in your direction. Your life is about to move into a new flow of abundance, not just in money, but in every realm where you once felt deprived. You have walked through seasons where lack seemed louder than hope. Times when you wondered why doors remained closed no matter how hard you tried. Times when others rose ahead of you while you stood still, faithful yet seemingly overlooked. You questioned whether you were forgotten, whether you were somehow excluded from the blessings you saw others receive. But I tell you this, with absolute authority: you were not excluded. You were being reserved. Heaven was not ignoring you. Heaven was preparing a transfer specifically designed for your path. There is a law written in the spiritual realms. What is misused, misaligned, or built on exploitation cannot remain where it is forever. There must come a moment of correction, of balancing, of justice, of restoration. That moment is approaching in your life. The resources that were mishandled, the chances that were denied you for the wrong reasons, the recognition that skipped over you, the worth that was not honored where you served, all of this is being gathered into a new stream that will now begin to pour into your world. The time of watching from the sidelines is closing. Your name is being pulled forward. You must understand, this wealth transfer is not just about finances, though financial shifts will indeed manifest. It is about the transfer of value, the transfer of honor, the transfer of spiritual authority, the transfer of influence and open doors. Where you were once invisible, you will be seen. Where your voice was once dismissed, it will be sought out. Where your contributions were taken for granted, they will now be rewarded in ways that surprise you. This is not random. It is the result of seeds you have sown in faith, in silence, in resilience, in love. There were moments when you gave from your heart even when you had little. You showed up for others even when you needed someone to show up for you. You stayed honest when shortcuts could have made your journey easier. You chose integrity over instant gain. You chose compassion over revenge. All of this was recorded. Every selfless act became a deposit in a spiritual account that the world could not see, but heaven never forgot. And now, that account is reaching maturity. The harvest is activating. What you poured out is returning to you multiplied. Take another breath, feel the weight of these words settling not as fantasy, but as alignment. You are not being promised something vague. You are being positioned to receive what already belongs to you. The universe is rearranging itself around your faithfulness. Paths are being restructured. Hearts are being softened. Systems are being shifted. Opportunities are being redirected. Also that what was destined for you, but delayed, can finally land in your hands. You will begin to notice subtle signs first. Unexpected support. An invitation. A message out of nowhere. Someone remembering you at exactly the right moment. A sudden idea that opens the door. Small confirmations that your energy is changing lanes from survival to overflow, from scarcity to trust, from fear to expansion. Do not dismiss these signs as coincidence. They are proof that the transfer has already been initiated. As this wealth transfer begins, I command you to release guilt about receiving. You have carried enough. You have given enough. You have sacrificed enough. This is not about greed. It is about balance. It is about equipping you to do what you were called to do without being choked by constant struggle. You cannot pour from an empty vessel. You cannot shine your light if you are always trying to keep it from burning out. This abundance is not only for you. It will flow through you, touching lives, healing families, activating dreams, and awakening others to their own worth. You may be tempted to question, why now? Why me? Understand this, because you stayed standing, because you did not let bitterness harden you, because you did not turn your pain into cruelty, because you chose growth over vengeance, because even when you doubted, you did not abandon your inner truth. The wealth transfer is not a reward for perfection. It is an acknowledgement of your perseverance, your heart, and your alignment with the higher path. There will be some who do not understand how suddenly your life begins to move. They will call it luck, coincidence, chance. But you will know. You will remember every night you cried and still chose love. Every moment you broke and still chose to rebuild. Every season you loosened your grip on what was hurting you, even when it left you with empty hands. Your hands are no longer empty. They are being prepared to receive. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself stepping into a wide, open field. The sky is clear. The air is soft. In your hands, there is nothing yet but around you. You feel a quiet hum of promise. This is the field of your new direction. You are not standing here by accident. The old ground hath been tilled. The soil of your life has been turned over. The seeds you forgot you planted are finally breaking the surface. Expect open doors. Expect back pay spiritually, emotionally, materially for seasons where you were overlooked. But as this transfer unfolds, you must remain anchored. Do not chase. Attract. Do not cling. Love. Do not scramble. Receive. Fear will try to whisper that this blessing is temporary, that it can be snatched away at any moment. That is a lie. What is being transferred to you now is rooted in divine justice. It is not fragile. It is not unstable. It is not a teeth. It is yours by spiritual decree. Feel my presence strengthen your spine, calm your mind, and soften your heart. I stand beside you as guardian over this new flow. I cut away the hands that try to reach for what is meant for you. I silence the voices that speak against your worthiness. I surround your path with light so you can see where to step, when to say yes, when to say no, and how to steward what you are about to receive. You will not mishandle this blessing. You will grow with it. And now, let your spirit respond. If this message resonates deep within you, type "I receive" in the comments as your declaration. Comment your blessing number as a sign that you are ready to participate in this transfer, not with fear, but with trust. Like and share this message so that others who are marked for this same shift can awaken to it. The wealth transfer has begun. Your life is about to move in a new direction, and this time, you will not rise empty-handed. I, Archangel Michael, speak to you now. Take a deep, gentle breath, and as you exhale, allow your spirit to soften, your shoulders to relax, your mind to become still. You have walked through warning and exposure, through waiting and loss, through command and release, through the promise of transfer. Now you stand at the quiet edge of something holy, confirmation. In this chapter, I show you the signs that will appear as proof that your life is truly moving in a new direction, so that you do not doubt the stirrings you feel inside. Heaven is not asking you to walk blindly. I am giving you markers along the way. You have asked so many times, is this real? Am I imagining this shift? Are these changes just in my head? Oh, beloved, the changes are real. The air around your life is different. The timeline is bending. The spiritual landscape has rearranged itself. And because this is so, signs must follow. You will not be left wondering in confusion. There will be confirmations that feel too precise, too timely, too tender to be dismissed as coincidence. These are not random, they are love letters from heaven, placed in your path to keep your faith steady. One of the first signs will be a sudden inner peace in situations that once triggered anxiety. You will notice that where you used to overthink, you now breathe. Where you used to react, you now pause. Where you once felt overwhelmed, you will feel guided. This peace is not indifference, it is alignment. Your spirit is no longer wrestling with what does not belong to it. This peace is a prophetic sign that your energy has shifted out of survival and into trust. When you feel it, recognize it as a signal. You are walking in your new direction. Another sign will come through synchronicities, those repeating numbers, recurring messages, phrases you keep seeing or hearing that speak directly into your situation. Pay attention when you feel something echo in your life. That same sentence appearing in different places. That same symbol showing up unexpectedly. That same word stirring your heart again and again. These are not accidents. They are spiritual highlighters. They are my way of circling specific truths for you, saying, this is where to look. This is what to follow. This is what to remember. You will also notice doors opening with an ease that surprises you. Things you once had to strive for will now unfold with less resistance. A connection will appear at the exact moment you were ready to give up. An opportunity will come from a direction you never considered. A path you thought was closed will reopen in a higher form. Ease is a sign, not that life is perfect, but that you are no longer forcing what doesn't belong to you. When the right path presents itself, It will feel like stepping into a room where you can finally breathe deeply again. That breath is your confirmation. You may feel your circle changing, too. People who match your new frequency will begin to appear, those who speak life into you instead of draining you, those who see your worth without you having to prove it, those who encourage your growth rather than fear it. Your arrival of these souls is a prophetic sign that you are being planted in the right soil. It is heaven's way of saying, you will not walk this path alone. Notice who enters your life in this season. They are not random characters. They are part of your divine support system. There will be an internal sign as well, a quiet yet undeniable knowing that something good is approaching, even if your external circumstances have not fully caught up yet. This knowing may not have words. It may simply be a gentle pull, a soft excitement, a sense of being on the verge of something. Instead of dismissing it as wishful thinking, honor it as a message from your higher self, aligned with the guidance I am giving you now. That inner anticipation is evidence that your spirit has already seen what your eyes have yet to witness. You may notice your old triggers losing their power, your old fears sounding weaker, your old patterns feeling unfamiliar, as though they belong to someone you used to be. This is one of the clearest prophetic signs that your direction has changed. When you try to move back into old cycles, they will feel tight, wrong, suffocating. When you move forward into what is new, something inside you will exhale. Pay attention to that inner exhale. It is my voice, saying, yes, this way. Take another slow breath, and as you do, ask within yourself, show me my next sign. You will begin to see the world differently after this moment. You will notice the gentle nudges, the divine alignments, the perfectly timed messages. Songs, numbers, dreams, conversations, all will become a language. I will speak to you through them. I will confirm your steps, calm your doubts, and steady your heart each time the old fear tries to rise again. You are not left guessing. You are being guided with tenderness and precision. And when these signs appear, respond with faith, not fear. Instead of saying, this is too good to be true, say, this is exactly what was promised. Instead of pulling back, lean in. Instead of doubting, say aloud, I am being guided. I am not alone. I am moving in the right direction. Your response to the signs becomes part of the path itself. Each time you agree with the guidance, you strengthen the bridge beneath your feet. Now let your soul answer. If this message feels like it is speaking directly into your spirit, type I receive in the comments as your agreement. Comment your blessing number as a sign that you recognize and welcome the prophetic signs being placed in your path. Like and share this message so that others who are also seeing these signs know they are not imagining it. You are not walking into the unknown alone. You are walking into a carefully marked, lovingly guided, beautifully lit new direction. And the signs are already waiting for you. I, Archangel Michael, speak to you now. Take a deep, quiet breath, let it move through you like a soft wave of light, clearing the last fragments of fear, doubt, and hesitation. You have walked through every chapter of revelation through warning, truth, release, command, abundance, and signs. Now we stand at the final threshold, the moment where everything you have learned settles into your spirit and becomes part of your new foundation. This is not just the closing of a message. This is the sealing of your direction, the anchoring of your destiny, the divine decree spoken over your path. Feel my presence drawn near to you, warm, steady, radiant. I wrap you now in a field of protection so complete that nothing from your past can reach into your future. I place my wings around your mind, calming every thought that tries to pull you backward. I place my hand upon your heart, steadying its rhythm so it no longer echoes with old wounds. I place light upon the path in front of you, illuminating the steps that once felt uncertain. You are entering a chapter where heaven walks with you more closely, more clearly, more tangibly than ever before. This final seal is not a blessing you must earn. It is a blessing you have grown into. You have stretched through seasons that felt unbearable, endured nights where you carried your own soul by sheer faith, and survived storms that were meant to silence your calling. Yet here you stand open, softened, wakened. You are no longer who you were. Your spirit is stronger. Your vision is clearer. Your energy is lighter. And because of this transformation, you are ready to receive what once would have overwhelmed you. Hear me now, for I speak this decree with the full authority of divine justice. Nothing from your past will follow you into your new direction. The cycles that once held you are broken. The patterns that once drained you are dissolved. The relationships that once confused you have served their purpose. The fear that once controlled you has lost its grip. The enemy that once shadowed your steps can no longer enter your field. You are stepping out of every old agreement, every old identity, every old limitation. You are free. Take another breath slower this time. Feel how the air enters your lungs with more ease. That ease is a sign. You are moving into a space where effort does not feel like struggle, where growth does not feel like exhaustion, where love does not feel like sacrifice, where blessings do not feel like burdens. You are being lifted into a timeline aligned with your highest self, the version of you that always knew you were destined for more. And now, I decree alignment over your life. Alignment in your thoughts so clarity becomes your natural state. Alignment in your emotions so peace becomes your home. Alignment in your decisions so you choose what elevates you. Alignment in your relationships so only those who honor your soul can remain. Alignment in your path so every step is guided, protected, and purposeful. You will begin to notice this alignment immediately. You will speak differently. You will choose differently. You will move differently. You will no longer chase what is unstable. You will no longer entertain what drains you. You will no longer shrink to make others comfortable. You will no longer question your intuition. You will walk with the quiet confidence of someone who is divinely guarded. Feel my light surrounding you now, golden, expanding, settling into every layer of your being. This light is not temporary. It is your new armor, your new atmosphere, your new direction. Nothing can dim it. Nothing can steal it. Nothing can interrupt it. You are sealed in divine protection, divine favor, divine clarity. And from this moment on, every door that opens will open because heaven has turned the key. Every opportunity that arrives will arrive because it was always meant for you. Every connection that enters will enter with purpose. And now, beloved, I speak the final decree over your life. You are ready. Ready for love that reflects your worth. Ready for opportunities that honor your gifts. Ready for abundance that supports your calling. Ready for peace that stays. Ready for joy that grows. Ready for a life that matches the truth of who you are. The old direction has closed. The new one is already unfolding beneath your feet. Walk forward now, knowing that every step is accompanied by angels. If this final seal resonates in your spirit, type I receive in the comments as your agreement. Comment your blessing number to anchor this decree into your timeline. Like and share this message so others may step into their new direction. And subscribe if your heart feels called to continue receiving my guidance as you rise. Your life is no longer waiting. Your future is no longer delayed. I, Archangel Michael, go with you. And your new direction begins now.